So I'm assuming that you already finished your backend, all of you. Now we will be working on the front end. For the front end, as you can see, I've deleted all the components. In app.jsx, I have currently nothing. I'm just importing routes and route when I create different route. Currently, I have no routes. And on the main, as you know, we will just need to import browser router, and we need to wrap our application app with browser router. If we don't do that, we will not be able to implement React Router 2. We'll not be able to create different 2. So that's just the setting. I'm going to keep them. Let's see how many functions do we have. So we have validate username. You already have seen it. It's the same on the backend. So you're trying to validate the username. We try to make sure it's at least 3 characters. It could be upper or lowercase letter. And also it could be number, as you can see, 0 to 9. Validate password. So password here, I'm just trying to validate my password here. Should be at least between 6 to 16. And also it must include a special character. And it's one of these special character. It must include one uppercase, as you can see, one character at least uppercase, and the rest there will be lowercase. It could also include numbers, I suppose. Yes, it could include numbers as well. So D here for numbers. Well, it's simple, so I'm just trying to validate my password. It's fine. Email is the same idea here. Again, it's the same as the backend. Match password is the simplest one. We just, if both of them are matched, it will return true, else it will return false. Capitalize, we've seen capitalize before. Anything I pass it to this guy here, it will capitalize it. That means the first character, it will become uppercase. And then we have calculate total. Calculate total, I created this one. Why? Because for the user basket, when we get to the user basket, you will understand why I create this function. So simply what's happening, I'm looping here. I'm going through all the items, and I'm using the reduce here. So as that's the accumulation, that's the item. Then I'm saying I want what is the accumulation plus the item price plus the item quantity. So for each item, what I'm doing here, I'm taking the price of the item and I'm multiplying it by the quantity. And then I'm adding all of them together, not for one item, but for all items. And like that, I will be able to calculate the total price. But again, I will not need it for now. When we need it, we can go back and explain it again when we're building the user basket. But that's simply what this function is doing. You're just calculating the total price. Okay, let's go to our component now. Now, what component do I need? What do you think I will need? So maybe we can start with the simplest one. I will need a header, right? Will I need a header or not?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go here and just create a component called header. Voila. Header, I'm gonna copy it because I need to create 2 of them, .gsx and also one for CSS. Voila. If I go to the header, I just want to create a dummy component, so RAFCP. I won't need React. I will need the prop type. Why? Because for the header, I'm planning to pass a prop, which will be title. Of course, the title I need to add it here. Title, it will be string. Is it required or not? Yes, I'll make it required. That means every time you are using this component, you need to use the required. You need to pass the title here. And here, I just want to create header, so I don't need the div here. Actually, I just need the header. And inside the header, I want h1. That's all I need here. Should be quite simple, this one. And now here, I need to import what? /. Yes, header.css. I'm not sure if I have, of course, I keep the CSS because I don't want to do the CSS here. It will take a long time and it's annoying. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to paste the CSS here, and that should be fine. Also, it's very simple. Now, after I create my component, I need to go to the app component. And in here, of course, I need now to import my component. So the first component will be import header. Voila. And now here, do I want the header to show in specific route or all the time?
All the time.
Of course, all the time. So now I can include my header here outside of this one. So it will be header like that. And that should be actually okay. I can make it self-closing tag, it's fine. What the hell is going on, header? Must have one parent. Yes, they need to have one parent. So let me create a div here. So the reason why it's happening, because I need one parent for, come on. I just need to take these guys, all of them. And put them here. Voila. So my header, it will be always there. Now I need to change this one, of course, and I will name it my Amazon. My Amazon. Okay, and now, of course, if I go to my stuff here, as you can see, now I have my Amazon. It's being styled with the CSS, which is quite nice. I can open my dev tools just in case I have any problem here. Let's go to the console. Of course, you need to have React dev tools as well, component and profilers are important. But for me, I just want to the code console now. Oh, that should be fine. So what is telling me here, you don't have match for slash. So you don't, yeah, I didn't create it yet. So what's telling me you don't have match for slash because I didn't create it yet. So that's simply my component, which would be the header. Now, the second component I want to create, which is very important, is loading. It's lucky for us, loading does not include any logic. It's just HTML and CSS. And for loading, of course, you can have many different loader. I mean, you can Google there. Some of them are really quite nice, but for me, I prefer to use this one. Again, it's just HTML and CSS. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going here, create a dummy component. I don't need React. I don't need prop type. I don't need this one. I need to import the CSS. Import /loading .css. And props I don't need. If you have a question, you can ask. Let me check in here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna just give my div a class with spinner. I'm reusing my CSS, so I'm gonna use the same classes. And here, I don't need loading here actually. I can just add a class or to a class name, voila. And inside it, I need to have another div. And this class, it will be a spinner or div with class spinner. Let me reuse my CSS. So yeah. So some CSS for my loader here. And now to make sure that my loader is working correctly, I can just import it here just to see if it's working or not. So I can just see import loading. And now here, what I can do here, I can just now add the slash, for example, and add loading here. Like that is error go. So I have route, single route. The path, it will be slash element here. I'm rendering loading. Of course, I'm gonna remove it. I'm just now, I want to see that's my loading here. So my loading, it will be look like that. It's simple, it's okay. If you want to create another loading, go for it. It's totally up to you. Okay, now I'm sure my loading is working. Cool. I don't really need loading here. So what I want to do here, I will need a product. So let's go and create our product. Header is finished. My loading is finished. I need the products, as you know. So I need to have a component which will take all the product and show this product here. And in order to do so, I can create a component called products. And then let's go here, click. And I will name it product.jsx, as you know. And also I want it for the CSS. Voila. So in the product, let's just create a dummy component, RAFCP. And now currently, I don't think I will need any props. I don't think I need any of that. I don't need that. Voila. That should be okay for now. Okay, now in my product, what do I want to do? Do I want to send a request to the backend or not?
Yes.
Of course, because if I don't send the request to the backend, how can I get my product? So in order to do that here, of course, I will need probably use state and use effect, because I need to create different piece of state, which will be products, set products. I will need to use a loading as well. I need to use, for example, error message and so on, stuff like that. So let's try to import use state and here use effect, because I want to send these requests when the page is being loaded or mounted. Come on. Use effect, that should be fine. Do I, of course, because I'm sending a request to the backend, I will need,
Axios.
of course, yes. I'll need Axios. And here I need to import my CSS as well. So it would be a good idea to import the CSS. Import dot slash, and it was products. Dot CSS product is not correct actually. Should be good now. And yeah, here I will most probably need the loading. Why? Because before I send the request to the backend, I need to show the loading. And when I get my data, I will remove the loading. So let's import the loading here. Voilà. So the way I like to divide my component first here is that will be the import, which we have either from React. So those are from React. It's like already building in a React this hook. Then if I need any other library access, then I add my CSS, then I will add my component if I have. And if I have any util function, I will put it under the component. Again, you don't have to organize it this way. It's up to you. You can have your own way. For me, I like it this way because it makes everything simpler.
And do we need to use navigate to be able to open single item?
No, because what I'm going to do here, when I go to this slash, I want to see all the product. I don't want to redirect to anything. If I want to redirect to something else, yes, I can use navigate. So currently, I don't need really. Okay, now my piece of state, what it will be? Well, I need products, most products. So I will save all my products here, products, set products. My product by default, it will be an array, as you know. Now here, my question is, do I need to know? So let's complete the loading now. Post loading, set loading. Of course, loading and set loading here, I'll need it when I'm sending my backend. Also, I need an error message, as you know, just in case something go wrong, so I can create my error message, be fine. But my question here, is it important to know if the user is logged in or not?
Here, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because you are not manipulating the database, you just see all items.
Okay, so now let me check. Yeah, I don't need it, but fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just simply going to use effect, and I'm going to send a request to the backend to get my data. So I'll just say use effect, and as you know, use effect take a function as a parameter and array of dependency. The array of dependency, if it's empty, that means only when the component is being mounted, which means it's being added to the DOM. That's fine. Now, what do I want to do here? Well, I just want to get user product or get product. So you can just say const get product, products, which will be async. Why it will be async function? Why it will be async function?
Because we are dealing with database.
Yeah, we are getting a product from database, so it's normal that it will be async. Okay, fine. Now what I need to do here, I can just use try and catch, as you know. So let's try, catch, and also I will need finally. Why I will need finally? Well, I will need finally to set the loading to false, because finally here it will happen if you encounter, if you got your data or you got an error, it will go to finally. And I want, I'm sending a request to the back, and when I get my data and get an error, I want to remove this spinning here. This is loading, I need to remove it. Okay, now when the user, before he try to send a request to the backend, I'm gonna make the loading here as true. It should be false actually, or you can keep it true. It doesn't matter really. But now first, now I need to make the set loading true before I send a request to the backend. So I need to make it true, as you can see. Well, and now that means the spinner here, it will be shown. And now I need to send my request to the backend. So I can just say const response, it's equal to await. And I can use axios.get, as you know. And now here, of course, I need my API slash. I have them here, as you can see. So how can I, oh my God. Okay. Let's just get rid of all of that. So I want somehow to grab this guy here. So to grab the URL here with the base URL, I'll make it backtick. And after that here, I can use $, and I can use import if I can type it, .meta.env.beat API URL. I just want to make sure that if this one is correct, beat API URL, beat API URL, it is correct. Well, now I don't remember to get the product, which will be the route. So I can simply go to my backend, go to the route, and here's this product. So it will be, I just need to say slash product. That's it, nothing in big. And now here, all I need to do, yeah, it's already there, slash products. That's great. Do I need to pass with credential true or not?
No.
No, because here I'm not using any middleware or anything, so it's pretty fine. Okay, now what I need to do now, I can just check now if res.status, it should be how much?
200.
200, successfully are trying to get the data. If we get that, then now we will need to update our product. So set product, which will be here, set product, we will make it res.data. Now, of course, res.data, it will be an array, which will include all the product we have. Okay. Now, what if the response is not 200? What should I do? I should just set my message here. So I will have set error. And here, I don't really need to do this message. I can just create my own message error. And here, I can just type status. This one totally up to you. You can do whatever you want. It's fine. Here, I just type here the status so I know what's the problem. In the catch block, I need to log the error. So console .error. And here also I can show a message. Of course, I need to show a message. And this message here, it will be an error.message. I can do that. And that's simply my, that's simply my request to the backend. Is it clear?
Sam, but why do we need error twice?
Here and
inside
here.
else and the catch, yeah.
Because here the error will happen, for example, when your website, when your server is down, or when you're trying to catch anything. So any error happen, most of the time this error, it would be 500. But this error here, we are getting the data, it's successful, but not with status 200. So it's not successful. Maybe we're getting 300 here. You got my point? So here, either we will get our data or not. And here, if we did not get our data, we'll just show an error here. This error for the catch block, that means if something go wrong, anything go wrong, it will go to the catch block. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
And finally, of course, we're just setting our loading to false. Now, all I need to do, I need to include this stuff inside my product. Well, how can I do that? Well, it's quite simple. I just need to add a class here. And class, I will name it products. And I need to reuse my CSS. So now inside the product here, I need to show the loading. But how can I show the loading? I need to say loading and loading. Yes, no? So if loading is true, it will show me the loading component here. If it's false, it will not show it, simply like that. Yes, no. Hello. Yes. Good. Now yes. I can show the error as well, but I will show the product. I will show the error down in the button. So what do I need to do here? Well, I need to check if the product, because my product is an array, I need to check the length. If the length is more than 0, that means I have a product. I need to map through them, and for each product, I need to create a product component, which I don't have currently, which I need to create. which I don't have, and I need to create product single one. Well, if I don't have the length is 0, that means I have no product. So I need to just to show no product exists or no product available, or something like that. So it will be a little bit conditionally as well. So what I can do here, I can just say product dot length. If it's greater than 0, that means I have a product, right? Well, if it's not greater than 0, then I need to choose something else. So what I can do here, I can use ternary operator, as you can see. So the ternary operator here, if the length is more than 0, and now here I need to map through them here, because this one it will happen. But if the length is not greater than 0, then this one will happen. In this one, what I can do now, I just can create a div. So let me create, I'm dealing with the error first. So I create this one, and now here I can just add a class. So it's a class, class name, class name. And the class name here, I will name it no item or no product. No, so like that. And here I can just add any message I want to. I will just say no product found, no product. Okay, we deal with the error, but what if I have this guy? Well, if I have these guys, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a div. I'm going to create a div here. And inside this div now, I need to map through this my ID. So I will now map through these guys here. So how can I map through them? Well, I can just say product dot map. And of course, as you know, map is higher order methods. That means it will take one product. So that simple product like that. If I can pronounce product, yes, it is actually correct. And after that, what should I do? Well, now for each product, now what do I want to show? Well, I want to create a component which we call product, which I don't have currently. And let me just do this one, close it now. Of course, now this product here needs some stuff. The first thing when we are looping through a list in React, what do we need? What do we need?
Key.
Of course, we need key. And what will be the unique about each product? How can I get unique value?
ID.
So it will be simply product dot underscore ID. We don't have ID in MongoDB. And also, now I want to pass my product here to product like that. It will be equal to product. Voila. And that should be okay. Of course, it's complaining. It's telling me you don't have a product component because I didn't create it yet. So what is the idea? Well, it's quite simple. I'm just checking if the product.length is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, this code it will show. So I will have a div. Inside the div, I'm mapping through all my product. And for each product, I'm creating a component called product, which I need to create now. I need to pass the key because every time when you loop through a list in React, we need to pass a unique ID or unique key. And here product._ID, it will be unique. And then I'm passing my product, which will be an object here, as a prop to the component, which will be a product. But if the product.length is not greater than 0, then it will show me this div with class no product and no product here, no product found. And that's simply how it is. And now what I need to do here, I need to create my product. But before creating my product, I just forgot to render something. What it is? What did I forget?
Error.
Yes, so I forgot to render the error message, and here I can just render the error message. The error is just simply like this one. So if there is error, div with class error, I will put my error here, simply like that.
And some for error, the default value is null or empty string? Or it doesn't matter?
No, actually, it doesn't matter, but for me, I prefer string. Normally, the error when coming from the backend, they are an object, I told you. So if something is an object, always try to go with null. I don't want to go with object. I want just to make my error just a string. That's the reason why I make it an empty string. Okay? But if you make your error, you want to make it an object, it's a good idea to go with null. What type of null? What type of null?
Null is object.
Yes, and that's the reason why actually we are using null. Let's go create our product here. So I need to go here. And here I need a product.gsx. I need product.css. Voila. And here in product, let's just add a dummy component. So this guy is not complaining. I will need prop type because here I am passing my product. So here I'm passing my product, as you know. I need to structure it as you know. Product like that. Product, no, product, yes, it should be fine. And now all I need to do here, I need to go to my product and I need to import this. So this guy, it will stop complaining. And voila, simply like that. And now here, everything should be fine. Okay, now what I will receive, as I told you, I will receive product. So let me go to this guy here and I have my product. Of course, now for a product here, I will need to know what different data do I have in a single product. So what do you think I have? What different data I have in a single product?
Title, image,
Title, description, category, price.
We can just go to our database if you want to. So I will have title, description, category, and as you can see, that's the underscore ID I told you. Price, I have an image. That's what I'm interested in, no more than that. Okay, fine. So what I need to do here is for prop type, I need to add product. So product, it will be an object. Of course, I can make it this way, but that's a bad idea. I will remove it and add shape. Shape. It should be a method. And in here now I can shape my objects. And so what do I need? Well, I don't need all of that. Yes, underscore ID, I need it. But this was all not correct. Really I need underscore ID now. I need title. Prop type dot string dot is required because actually I need to be required. What else? Description, right? Description, voila. I'll need what else? Price, yes, it's a number. Title, description, category.
An image.
Yes, category. And I need lastly image. If I want to add and stuff else, I can just add them later. But for me, I think now should be fine. Image is not correct. It's lowercase. Voila. So I've added all my prop type. Now I need to work a little bit on my single product. So I need to somehow to shape it. So let me add a class here. As a class, it will be single product. Which is not correct. Voila, that's my product. And now here inside the product, I need an image first because the image is quite important. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add a div and then I'm going to add image inside it. Why? Because if I have a div like that, I have more control over my image for CSS reason. But voila, let's give it a class which is called image-container. And for the image, everything should be fine. So here product.image and here product.title, we take it as an alt. And then here I can create another div inside this one, which will be product info. So I can just say, yeah, product info. And here I can add whatever I want to. So let me just close this guy. Div. So what did I do? Well, I create a new div here. And in this div, it will be a product info. I have let's make it H2. And H2, it will be the product.title. And then I will have description, I will have category, and I will have a price. Of course, for the price, as you can see, we are adding $sign. It will be, just, you can add either $sign or euro. It doesn't really matter. And that should be it for now, at least. So let's refresh this one, and I need to get rid of this one. What I need to do here now, click. If everything is okay, I can just render my stuff here. So let me go to app. And here I need to import. It's products, right? The plural one. And that should be okay. And when I don't need it, well, I want it when this one here is the path is slash. And that's it. Loading, I don't think I need loading here. I don't even need loading here, but now here if I go, voila, as you can see. So you're having all my problem, all my stuff. Refresh again. Well, it should be good. Of course, it's ugly. I'm gonna copy the CSS so it will look a little bit more nicer. So that's my CSS. I know that's for products. This for products. Do I'm importing my CSS? Yes. And for products, single product here. I'm gonna take this one as well. I'm not importing. Oh no, I'm not importing my CSS. Import. Click and voila. Much better than the beginning, I think. And here, of course, you can make it a little bit more beautiful and stuff like that. But basically, that my stuff is working this way. Okay. That should be fine. What else do I need?
Navbar. Navbar.
Navigation bar. Yes, I will need a navigation bar, absolutely. Let me get rid of this one. Let me get rid of this one for now. And click. Only 11. I'm missing, I don't know how many. So let's go now. After I created my products and I created my single product, now I can create my navigation bar, which should be nice. Click on that, click on that, click on that. So let's create our nav bar. Nav bar .jsx. And also I need to create a nav bar.css. Okay, now by here I just create a dummy component, HYF-CP. I don't need any props, probably. So I'm gonna remove this one. Do that. Voila. Of course, it would be a good idea to add a CSS. Okay. What should I include in my nav bar?
Home.
Yes, but the question here, will my nav bar will be changed? It will be dynamic, or will it be static?
Dynamic.
Because it will be dynamic depending on the user if he's logged in or not, depending if the user is admin or not, right? So depending on this stuff, my nav bar need to be dynamic. And because of that, it will be a great idea to actually check if the user is admin or not. And also check if the user is logged in or not. Now, to check if the user logged in or not, it's quite simple, because when we do the login, we'll check if the user is logged in. We will save the user ID and username in the session storage. So now here I can check very simply if the user is logged in or not. But how can I do that for the admin? How could I know if the user is admin or not?
If admin role equal to admin.
Again, Daria.
If admin role equal to admin.
Yeah, but how could I know? I'm not saving the admin role in the front end because that's very sensitive data. Because if the user, for example, its role is just a normal user, and he go, for example, to session storage or local storage and change it, and then he will be able to add a product, that's really sensitive information. What could be the solution? The best solution, actually, it will be to create a route on my backend. How? Well, let's go to user. Not you, let's go to user. And here in user, I can add this one here. See? So I will add a new route, and this route here, it will be /admin ID. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to send the user ID to /admin, And here I need to verify token. Why? Because I need to make sure that the user is logged in. Because if the user is not logged in, I should not check for admin or not, right? And then I would check if he's admin or not. And if I go to the controller here, click, let's go to user. Register, I don't want it for now. Login, I don't want it. Logout, I don't. Check admin. So what we're doing in check admin, well, as you know, we will get the user ID because we are saying admin/ID. So we will grab the user ID from request.param. Then we need to check if the user exists or not, or we'll try to find the user. It must be exist actually. User await user.find one. How can I find one? Well, by underscore ID. So underscore ID to be acquired ID. If I have no user, I need to send a response for 100, say user not found. But if the user, I have users, then if user.rule is admin, then I'm sending a response to the front end telling him, okay, status 200, message user is admin and is admin true. So this property here is admin true. And like that, all we have to do now to check if the user is an admin or not, we just simply send a request to the backend to verify if it is admin or not. Is the idea clear? Not clear? Just tell me yes or no.
No.
No? Now I am in the front end. Okay, I am in the front end. The user is logged in. I have the user ID. I have the username. I've stored them in the session storage, as we did in the same project before that. So in the session storage, I of course here because I did not implement login yet. But when the user is logged in, I will have his ID. I will have his username, and in the cookie, I will have a token, right? I mean, that's what normally you do all the time. But how could I know if this user is admin or not? How could I know if this user is admin or not?
With a role.
Again?
With the role.
But I don't have the rule. How can I grab the rule? I don't have rule in the front end. I cannot know what the rule is. Why? Because let's go back to let's go back to our controller, which is user. So here, register, login. So when the user is logged in here, I am passing ID, I am passing username, I can pass a message. I'm not passing is user admin or not. What could be the solution? Well, I can add here, I say is admin, I can say is admin, and I check the user exists.admin, but I need to save it. So if I send it here, when the user is logged in, I need to save it in the session storage. So is admin, I need to, because I'm saving the ID and the username is the session storage, right? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, should I also save the role admin in the session storage?
No, maybe
No.
if you
I
want,
can't.
you can
I
check in the
can't.
database.
No, I can't do that because, as I told you, there is difference between the user role and the admin role. And if I save it in the session storage, I don't have currently anything in the session storage, but I can modify it. Notice I can modify it here. I can modify it like that. But I mean, if the user, if we have like a user who know a little bit about programming, he came here, he's just normal user, and here I will say, for example, rule user, he can just change it to admin. And if he changes it this way, well, now here he will have access to add product, delete product, and he should not have. So rule number one, I cannot save this information in the front end. What will be the other solution?
You go to the database and check if the user is admin or not.
Well, yes, but I am in the front end. I'm not in the back end. Front end, I have no access to database.
You can't do a request.
Simple. It's simple. I will just create a route, just like I explained to you. So if I go to the user here, which is route, just like I'm logging in the user, I'm logging out, I'm checking everything, I'm just gonna create a new route. And this route here, its job is to tell me if the user is admin or not. So I'm gonna send a request to the backend and tell them, okay, I have this user, I have its ID. Can you tell me if it's admin or not? And it will return back, it is admin or it is not admin, simply like that. Each time I need to, when the user is logged in and I need to know that he is admin or not, I need to send a request to the backend. Now, there is very important stuff. You may tell me again, but we didn't do that with the ID. We didn't do that with the username. But username is not sensitive information because username is just, I don't use it for anything. And you may tell me the ID, the user can change his ID. Yes, but if the user changes the ID, after that, you will not be able to do anything because if the user ID is not correct, he will not be able to do any request. And you may tell me, but the token also in the backend, I can modify it. Yes, you can. But if the user modifies the tokens, then my website is going to block him because it will say that the token is not valid anymore. You got the point now or not? Well, I'm not explaining how to create a rocket, huh? Yes, no.
Yes, Samir, so you're gonna send from the backend the admin role to the frontend, and then there you will store it where? Not in session storage, but where? Nowhere.
I'm not gonna save it at all.
You just will check if it is admin or not. Okay,
Yes.
connecting with the backend.
Yes. So now here to check if it's admin, because this information is very sensitive, I should not press the frontend at all. I cannot save it anywhere. Anytime the user is logged in, I need to send a request to the backend, and depending on the response, I can either make him admin or show him as admin or not. So let's try to implement this stuff here in our frontend. How? Well, it's quite simple actually. Well, I will try to send a request to the backend. So that means I will need access. What do I need? I will need use state because I need to check. I need to create some piece of state. Also, I will need use effect because whenever this component has been added, I want to send that request. And of course, I will need Axios from Axios. Okay, so I have these both of them. Yes, I will need Navlink as well. Okay. From React, voila. So let's go step by step. I will need a few pieces of state. The first piece of state I need to know if the user is logged in or not. Why? Because if the user is logged in, I will not show him login or register. I will show him log out. So as you can see, my navigation bar is dynamic depending on some variable. So here I need to know if the user is logged in or not. So I can just say user or is logged in, just is logged in, that's it, is logged in, set is logged in. So now here I'm just making by default false. That means the user is not logged in. So here is logged in, is not logged in. Now I need to add another piece of state. Is it admin or not? Because if he's admin, I need to add now. I will allow him to do add product. If he's not admin, no. So I just say const. Again, is admin or not? Is admin, set is admin. Okay, what else do I need? Well, I need also to send a request to the backend for what? Can anyone tell me for what do I need to send the request? You remember in the navigation bar, I have something belong to the user. It was basket, right?
Yes.
So we need to know how many items in the basket. Well, to know, I need to send a request to the backend to see how many items the user has. So I can just say const item, set item. Voila. And here by default here, it will be, I don't want this array, I want the count. So I will make it 0. So because I want to know how many items, that's it. I don't want the item itself, it's an array or not, I don't care. I just want to know how many items. So as you can see, I've created 3 pieces of state. Is logged in, set is logged in. It will tell me if the user is logged in or not. Is admin or set is admin. it will tell me if the user is admin or not. And of course here, item set item, it will tell me how many items do I have or the user has in his basket. Is it quite clear? Now, what do we want to do? Well, we can now use effect. So we go here. After I created this guy, now I need to use my use effect. And use effect, I will make it just, as you can see, an empty array. That's array of dependency. Why? Because I want when these components being mounted show, then I will do my stuff with the backend. First, I need the user ID. Where I can grab the user ID? And remember, we are storing the user ID. How can I grab the user ID?
In session storage.
Yes, because we are saving it in session storage. So I can just say const ID. It's equal to session storage dot get item, and I will just name it ID. If you don't like it ID, you can name it user ID. It's fine. But now, what I want to do now, I want to get all the user item, and also I want to check if the user is admin or not. Okay. So when I have the user ID, now what I need to know if the user is admin or not. Also, I need to know how many items the user has in basket. So I need to make how many requests to the backend? How many requests I need to make in the backend? Guys, it's not difficult. I need to know now, is logged in, it's simple. I know I save it in the local search session storage. But now is admin and items. These items, that means that when the user created this item, added to his basket. And also I need to check if the user is admin or not. How many requests do I need to do it to the backend? Two. So the first request, it will be to check if the user is admin or not. And the second one here to get the user item. Well, that's fine. Now, my question here, should I check if the user is admin if the user is not logged in? No. If the user is not logged in, I should not allow him, or I should not send the request to check if it's admin or not. Why? Because it doesn't make sense. If the user is not logged in, how can I check his admin? How could I know if the user is logged in or not? How could I know if the user is logged in or not?
We check the ID from session storage.
Yeah, simply, if I have a value here, that means the user is logged in. If I don't have a value, that means the user is not logged in. So now all I need to do now, I can just now create two functions. My function, both of them a sync function. One to check if the user is admin, the second one to get user item. And then after that, I need to check if I have an ID, then I'm going to do this call. Because if I don't have the ID, that means the user is not logged in. That means I don't have to actually do both, by the way. If the user is not logged in, I will not go to grab his item because it doesn't make sense. And also same idea, if the user is not logged in, I should not go and check for user admin. Let's go with the item first. We can just say const get user item, or whatever you want to call them, basket, whatever you want, get user item. It will be an async function, voila, like that. And here, when should I call this function? Should I just call the function like that, or I have a condition for that? Get user item, do I have a condition for that, or just like that?
Yeah, if the ID exists.
Of course. So if ID, that means if the user is logged in, then I want you to get the user here, execute this function, which will be actually, yeah, I can just grab this one, get user logged in is true. So if I have an ID, then I can just directly set user logged in is true. That's fine. Of course, if I have an ID, also I want to get the user item. And that's the first function. What is the second function? Const check if or check admin. Check admin. If I don't have ID, I should not check if it's admin or not, as you know. But if I have the ID, then I'm gonna check if it's admin or not. Simply like that. And now here I will put both my function here, and it should be fine. Did you understand what I want? Guys, it's not difficult, it's really simple. First, I will check if the user is logged in or not. To check if the user logged in or not, it's simple. I've already stored the ID in the session storage. So if I have an ID, then what I can do, I'm checking the ID, I will just set is logged in to true, and then I will make 2 requests to my backend. The first request to get the user item, and the second request to check if the user is admin or not. Because if this one is here true, I get the user item, then I will be able to show it in my basket, and also I will check if the user is admin. I will allow him to add product. And of course, I have 2 functions, and I need to work on these 2 functions to make them working. But before I do that, now let's build our GSX, then we can go to our function and make our function works. So what do I need here? Well, first I'm gonna remove this one. I don't need this one. I need nav tag. So as you know, we have a nav tag in HTML, right? Yes, no?
Yes.
So I can add a class in here, and this class should be navbar. Voila. And now here inside it, I can create a different LI. So I'm gonna first create an order list. And inside this order list, I can have a different order list. So the first one here, it will be product. Should I show the product all the time, or depending if the user is logged in or the user is admin or not?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. So indeed. So I'm gonna do that, and then here I can create my navigation bar, nav link to / and I name it product. Of course, you can name it whatever you want to, but I name it product. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, that's my product here. That should be good, actually. Now, I can make it a little bit better. How? Well, I can, React icon, or if you've seen it, we're using it in the front end. We have an icon in React icon, which is called, I think it's called product, if I'm not mistaken. FA product hunt. Let's try this one. It's coming from React info, FA. Let's try this one. So those are just icon. You don't have to worry about them, and are just simple icon. That's it. I can add my icon here. Import. I don't want toast. So the icon is called FA product hunt, and I can import it now from React-icon. What this guy is doing here, well, if you go to React icon, it will show you how to use it and how blah, 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 stuff like that. But I need to render it as a component simply. Voila. Simply like that. And here, actually, I don't need that. And to make it really nice, I can just import my navigation directly. So we'll be able at least to see the result. Import navbar. And here navbar, do I need it all the time, or do I need it related to specific route? Do I need the navigation all the time? And as you can see now here, I have my product here. Of course, it's ugly, it's not nice. Maybe I can just steal some CSS just to make it working. Oh, voila. And as you can see, that's currently my product here. But I'm showing only the product. Now I need to work for the others. And remember now, currently, the user is not logged in, huh? So the user here currently is not logged in. I don't have any token, which is okay. That's fine. Fine. So we built the first guy here, and the first guy it's just to show first the product. But now here, I need to see if I want to see if I can add a product or not. What type of user can add a product?
Admin.
Oh, yeah. So if it's admin, and then if it's admin, then I'm gonna show this one here, which will be simply, it will be LI like that. Voila. And I will not name it add a product, I will just name it to add simply. And here it will be simply add a product. Voila, simple. And that's the reason why I need to, if it's admin or not. Remember, this one here is being rendered conditionally. That means if it's admin, I'll show that. If it's not an admin, I'm not gonna show that. And I think I have icon for this one as well. So I need to say if a user plus, if a shopping, which icon was? Yeah, it's FA plus probably. FA plus. This icon, again, you can go to React icon, you'll find a lot of them. Here I need to render it as a React component. And that should be good. Now here, if I go here, of course, I don't have it now. Why I cannot see this guy? Why I cannot see this guy?
You're not
Because
logged
you're
in.
not in it. Yeah.
I'm not logged in and also I'm not admin, so it doesn't make sense. Let's so React icon. I think you all work with it except Miss Milano maybe. So here you have a lot of icon as you can see, and all you need to do here is search what icon do you want. As you can see, and whenever you have a like icon, you need to import it here, and then you need to render it as a component, just as a React component. That's it. So yeah, I've already installed React icon for you in the template. So yeah, fine. What else do I need to do now? I've tried to render my ad, and now here it will be login and register. When should I show the login and register? When the user is logged in or when the user is not logged in?
Not logged in.
Indeed. So what I can do here, I can just put it conditionally here, and I say when the user not is logged in. So when the user is not logged in, what do I want to show? Well, maybe I want to show this one here, but that's login. And here, let's just, I need another icon. So the icon is called if a sign in alt, I think. And here I need to render my icon. Remember again, as the icon when coming from React icon, we render them just as a component, as you can see. Okay, so we have logged in, and it will be to login. Yes. Now, what else I should show here? When the user is not logged in?
Register.
Register, of course. So let's do the register as well. And here I can actually just copy it this way if I want to. And I can just put it this way. What the hell happened? Not sure. Fine. I'm not gonna duplicate it. LI. And in here I need a nav register. And here should be fine. Of course, it give me an error. Why it give me an error? Any idea why? It's not
Should be
signed.
in div together.
Yeah, because React does not allow me to have multiple parents. It allows me to have one parent. So what I can do to fix this problem, well, I can come on. Where is it? Yeah. So to solve this problem is quite simple. I can just add everything inside fragment, empty fragment. Voila. Fragments are nothing, just allow us to group different elements. Voila. Now this error is gone, as you can see. Okay, so I'm showing if the user is not logged in, I'm showing login and register. And actually that should work currently. And as you can see, voila. So I'm seeing logged in and register, as you can see. Okay, that's nice. With the icon, of course. Now, what do I want to do? I still have some stuff I need to check. When the user is logged in, what should I show him?
The user information.
Which will be profile, and also I need to show him the cart, which will be the basket, and also I need to show him log out. So what I need to do here, I can just make another condition here, and I'll say is logged in. If the user is logged in, now, come on, voila. I can create a fragment directly, because if I don't create a fragment, he will complain again. And now here I can add li profile logout, and I think I'm not missing anything. So profile logout, and also I need cart, which will be my the user cart here. So cart, it will be the basket. If a product here, and here I'm just passing cart. Yes, but Yes, I need items. I'm sure I need items. And yes, I need items. Why? Because I need to show the item here. Still have some problem. Identifier expected. Here shouldn't be any problem. There shouldn't be any problem actually. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know. Unexpected token, do you mean basis? No, should be okay actually.
You don't have the closing li, the first one. You have on 64 one. You have li, but you don't have closing one for this li. So on the line 69 should be closing li.
True.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? Well, what's going on here is I will show the logout, I'll show profile, and I will show the user card. This one, it will be the basket. But remember something. If the user is logged in, the number is important. The number of the item is important for me. So this item here, I need somehow to update it or do something here. This item here, I need to do something here. So this item, this number, it must be dynamic. Why? Because this number here, that's why I added here. As you can see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Item here. So I'm just render this guy as an item. I think we don't need that. Maybe I don't need even the card here. I just need the item. So this one here, it will be dynamic. When I'm sending a request to the backend, I'm grabbing the data. Then I need to know how many count element I have. And then when I update it, it will be rendered automatically. So I need to update this variable here. Okay, my navigation bar is finished. Everything is fine, depending if the user is logged in. If the user is not logged in, item here, this number, it will change, of course. We need to handle it inside our function here. So the first one here, function now we need to work on, which should be get user item. Why? Because simply I need to know how many items a user has. And I mean here the quantity as well. So for example, if the user have 2 items and the quantity of both is 2 by 2, that means I need to show 4. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's say I have an iPhone, but to have quantity 2. That means how many items do I have?
2.
2. Even if I have 1 item, but I have quantity 2, that means I need to show 2. So let's go to the first one here to see the first guy. And now what I need to do here, I need to send a request to the backend, try to grab the item here. So I will just add a try and catch block, as you know. Try and catch. I can add also a loader, but it's not, I mean, yeah, I don't think I want to add a loader here. Simply like that. So if I have an error, I'm logging the error. That should be fine. I'm not doing anything else. And now here I can just say post response. It's equal to await. Axios.get. Of course, that's not correct. No. What's correct, it will be import. Import.meta.env.vts. But I don't know if this one is correct or not. So the best option, it will be to go to my backend to check that. So I have item here. So where is all the item belong to the user? Where does the item belong to the user? Where I can get the item belong to one user.
Yeah, get user items.
User. Item slash user. Yes, slash I need to pass ID, which will be the user ID. So here what I need to is not a card actually. It will be items slash user slash ID, which will be the user ID. Of course, the ID is user ID because I'm grabbing it here. Voila. And now this guy here, it's a get request, of course. And as you can see, I am protecting it. I'm verified token. So I'm trying now to send request to this one. Now, because I'm using a verified token, I need to pass something else. Can anyone tell me what it is?
With credentials.
with credential true. Voila. That should be good. Now the point here, I need to check after that if the response.status is 200. If it's 200, I can do something. If it's not 200, I'll make the item 0 again. So it should be simple. I can just say if response.status equal to 200, and then I'm not gonna now update the item. I'm gonna do something later. Else, I'm just gonna make the item 0. So set items, I'll make it 0. If I encounter any error, of course. Yeah, I can even add this one here if I want. Okay, now, when I get the item, I want to log the item. For now, I just want to log the item. So, yeah, but the login is not functional, so it will not work. So what should I do? Well, I can just say if this dot data, what will be my data? What will be my data? I'm trying to grab all the items belong to the user. What will be my data? It will be object, it will be array, it will be a number. What it will be?
Array?
Of course, it will be an array because we are trying to grab multiple elements here. So here it will be res.data.length. So I'm checking if the array length, that means the user has some item because maybe the user has no item. So what I'm going to do here, I'm saying if res.data.length is more than 0, then what I can do here, well, what I can do is I can now go inside this data and I can add all the quantity for all the item. So let's say we have 2 items and the quantity of this, each item, let's say 5. So how much the total number will be? I have iPhone and Mac. Each one of them, I have 5 quantity. How much is the number I need to show in my basket? Hello?
10.
10. I have 2. 2 of them, each one of them is 5, so it must be 10. So, but how can now I calculate the quantity of all the item? Well, what I can do now, I can just say const items, or let's name it total items. Total items. It will be equal now. Here I can go through my data, so it will be res.data, and I can use reduce res.data.reduce. It is simply an array. And reduce, as you know, it will take 2 parameter accumulator and the item, and all I have to do, I just need to add the accumulator like that, acc plus item.quantity, and voila, that's it. So what I'm doing.
But we have util function for this?
No, the util function is doing something else, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, it's calculating the total price. The util function is calculating the total price. So you can make this one util function if you want to, by the way. So what I'm doing here, well, simply I'm looping through each item and then I'm grabbing the item quantity. I don't know, maybe 1, maybe 2, and then I'm adding it to ACC. ACC by default it will be 0. That means it will go through the first item, check how many items do you have, let's say 2. And now here, ICC, it will become 2. For the second item, it will check how many I have, let's say 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. So what this function is doing, simply, it will add all the item quantity. And like that, I will have a number here, which I can show now inside set. So I can set my item to total items like that. And voila. We cannot see the result until I implement login, but that's simply what it's doing here. Is the idea clear here? Clear? No?
Yes.
Okay. You can take this one and implement it as a util function if you want to. It's possible as well. Okay, we handle the basket. Now we need to handle the admin. But how can I handle the admin? Well, handle the admin is quite simple. It's the same idea exactly. We can just use try and catch. And here, if I have an error for some reason, I can just log the errors. That's it, nothing biggie. Now what I can do here, I can just say const response, it's equal to await. I don't know what's the method. I think it's post if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe get, I don't know. So I need to go to where to know if my method, what is my method? Where I need to go?
To routes users.
Yes, I need to go to my back user here. And as you can see, it's a admin, it's a get. So it's a get method actually. Voila. Am I using any verified token or something? Yes, I have a middleware that's mean with credential, I need to pass it. But what will be the full pass? Well, the full pass, it will be like that. So I need first to import the base URL, which will be import.meta.env. And then here, actually, I don't have user, I just have admin and the ID. That should be fine. Voila. As you can see, admin/ID, which will be the user ID, which we calculated here. And of course, now I need to pass an object, as you know, because I need to add with credential. Well, what will this guy, it will return? Well, it will return status 200. So I can just say if res.status is 200, and I can check for another condition. I will get my data, right? So it will be res.data. What data I am sending to the front end? I'm sending an object, and inside this object, what I can check the rule here, or no, I can just check, for example, is admin, because I'm passing is admin as a boolean. If it's admin, so if it's true like that, so I'm checking two positions. If the status is 200 and is admin is true, if that's the case, then I can now update my admin, and voila. And you may tell me why I am accessing is admin, because if I go back now to my controller user, yeah, but not here. I want you to be here. If I go to check is admin, where is it? So when I'm checking the admin, what I am sending to the front end? Well, I'm sending a message, so I'm sending an object, JSON, of course. Message, I don't care about the message, I care about this variable is admin. So what I'm saying here, if the status is 200 and res.data, it will be this object, dot is admin, that means if it's true, this one true and this one is true, then I set my admin to. Is the idea clear? Unlike that, every time the user is logged in, I can know if the user is admin or not, because why? I'm sending a request to the backend to the backend to check if the user is admin or not. But what if the status is not 200 or the user is not admin? Well, it's quite simple. I will just set it to true. Clear? Is
Yes.
it clear? And voila. So that's how we really can, in navigation bar, to check if our user is admin, also to grab all the count or the quantity of the items the user has in basket. And voila, that should be fine. Let's take a short break, because I need a short break. My tools help me a little bit.
So what can we do? We can just take this function here and make it a util function. And I just need to, this guy here, so I can cut it. I don't need that. Create item or calculate item. And I can add this one. Now, of course, it will be item.reduce now. Item.reduce. And I need to return this one. Voilà. So that's simply my function here. My function is going to do, it will loop through all the item and then it will calculate the item.quantity. It's different from calculate the price, because calculate the price takes the item price, multiply it by item quantity. So there is difference between the two. Okay, I want this function now inside my navigation here. So I can just come here and I can just say import calculate items, I think. It will be from /util calculate items.
It's calculate item. You name it, calculate item.
Actually, it should be calculate items. Let's rename it to items. Items, now it's better. Okay, let's go back to navigation bar. So it's calculate items, now should be fine. Now what I need to do instead of tier, I can just use my function here. It should be calculate items, and I'm gonna pass res.data. Remember the data here, it will be an array because I'm trying to grab all the item belong to this user, so it will be an array. And voila, simply like that. That should be clear. Yes. No.
Yes.
Maybe. Good. I need now to implement the login and the register because without both of them, I will not be able to do too much. So let's try to implement first. It doesn't matter really. Login, log out, and register, all of them. I need to implement them. Let's go to register first. And of course, in register, I need to create my component here. Register. The GSX. Also, I need register. The CSS. Okay, let's create our dummy component. I don't need any props. I will not need this one as well. No props. Okay, fine. For register, what do I need here? Well, what I need here, I need a form. So let's add a class here. And to be register. Inside this guy, I need to add a form. Form, I don't have action. So what do I need for these guys here? I will need email first. So let's add a label. It will be for the email. And then here I can add my input, as you know. Voila. But I will need a few pieces of state because I'm trying to grab the value here. So I'll need a few pieces of state. And because I need a state, I will need to use useState, right? So what do I need here? Well, I need to import useState. I also navigate because when the user is being registered, I need now then redirect him to /login. And here I can just say import, use navigate, and yeah. Also, I need to send a request to the backend to register the user, so I can just import Axios from Axios. And I just need now to import my CSS.
And the util functions?
Yes, I will need many util function actually. Let's see. I need capital as no match password, validate email, validate password, validate username. So I will need all of those. Loading, I'm not planning to use loading here. You can use the loading if you want to, it's okay. So let's first import a validate email. Validate email. I need to import validate password. I need to import validate username. I need to import match passwords. Okay, that should be enough. So let me build my form, and after that, well, actually, I can add my piece of state here. So we use navigate here. So I can just say const email. Email is a string. I will need a password. I'll need not confirm password. We name it repassword, right?
Yes.
Password. And here set repassword. Okay, I will need also that's it. What else I need? Username. And I will need an error in case I have any error. I'm not gonna include loading. That should be enough for me. Fine. So now here in my stuff, I have email type, email ID, email. Placeholder, I don't need it actually. It's not nice. Now here I need to add the value. What will be the value? Email. And now here I need to add an event which will be on change. And on change here it will just take the event. And then here it will set email to event.target dot value. And voila. So that's the first item, which is email.
Also, we need name.
Sorry.
A name. We need name.
Name for what?
So type ID name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Email. Okay. Email is gone. Now I need username, and it will be mostly the same. So let's just try to add label for username. Yes. It's repetitive stuff, as you can see. Username. Set username, requirements as a value. And now I need password and repassword. So let's do it for password, which will be the same exactly as well. So I will have type, password, ID, password, name, password, required value, it will be password, and on change, I'm setting the password. That should be okay. Now I use the last one, it will be a repassword, right? Repassword, and it will be actually the same. Voila. And lastly, I need to add a button. And this button here, it will be type submit. I don't want on click here. For now, I just can say, for example, register. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here on the form, I need something. What is the event?
And submit. No. Wait.
Let's name it submit handler. And of course here I need to create my function. My submit handler is an async function. Why? Why my submit handler is a async function?
We're gonna deal with database.
Okay. First thing, I need to prevent the default, as you know. Otherwise, it will try to submit my form. Event.prevent. So I prevent the default. Now I need to try to validate everything. So post. Let's name it is valid email. Is valid email. Voila. Here is valid password. Yes. Is valid username and do password match. So I'm trying to validate all three. As you can see, if the email is valid, password is valid, username is valid, and also if the password do match. Now, if all of them is true, then I'm gonna send a request to the backend to register a new user. So I can just say if is valid email and is valid. So I'm gonna just take those, but I'm gonna delete all of that. I don't need it. Voila. So if all of them are valid, then I'm gonna do something here. Of course, if they're not valid here, what should I do here if it's not valid? Well, I can just set my error here as an invalid input. But am I rendering the error? Am I rendering the error? No, I am. I will make it div and I will add a class name error. Well, of course, as the first case, the second case here, if all of them are okay, valid email, valid password, valid username and password match, then I can now use try and catch because I'm planning to send a request to the backend. Well, if I have an error, I can here just log the error. And also I can set my my error to error.message.data, or I can just say, for example, error registering a user. That should be fine. Other than that, in the try block, I can just say closed response. It's equal to await. Actually, I think it's dot post. I'm not quite sure. I need to post the data, and also here, I don't think I need that. With credential true, let's just add it. Voila. With credential true. What do I need to pass here the data? Well, I need to pass email. I need to pass password. I need to pass username. I need to pass repassword. That should be okay. I'm not sure about that. I think let's make it this way. Let's just give me a second. Hello. Okay, guys. So it will be actually the URL, the base URL, as we know, it's not correct. So let's try to correct it. $. Where's my $? I want. Import .meta.v API URL / register. That should be okay, I think. Of course, and now I need to check if the status is 200. What should I do? If it's 200, what should I do?
Navigate to login.
Yeah. 201 because we are creating a new user, and we will navigate to login. Oh, that's it. Awesome, Biggie. I am gonna include my CSS here. And now I'm gonna import my register into. Register, I need to have / register. Let's try to refresh it, register, and as you can see, I have my stuff. I can test it. Guys, give me just a few minutes. I'll take some medicines. Come back.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's lunchtime.
What time is it? Let's take our lunch break then.
Okay.
Only-
Bon
Okay.
appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Okay, so we finished the register here and we didn't test it. So what I can do, I can just go to the users here, refresh it. Currently I have only 2 users. Let's try to create another user. Username and password. Sorry, password. Click. And as you can see now, it's go to login. But because the login we have nothing, so that's why we see this warning. It looks like the user is being created successfully. So let's refresh, and as you can see, voila, everything is okay. And rule by default, it will be a user. Is that okay? Yes. Yes. No.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do the login and the logout. Login mostly it will be very similar to register. So let's do the login. Login.jsx. And here is this. Create a dummy component. I will need no React. I'll not need that. It's coming to need here. I need to import use state. Yes, state. I need to import use navigate because whenever the user logged in, I'm planning to move to slash. So import use navigate. Yeah, I just need Axios as well. I need Axios? No?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course I need Axios. I'm going to import my CSS. Log. And also I can import 2 util function. Will be validate email and validate password because in the login I only have email and password. So let me go here and I will need validate email and validate password so I can copy them because they're in the same directory, so they would work. Voila. I don't need you. So what should I do? I need first to create a few pieces of state. Let's use navigate first. And now I need email, password, and I need error. So const email set email, password set password, and I need error. Okay, I've defined all of those. That's nice, not bad. Now what do I need to do? I need to create my form here. So let's give it a class here. Login. And in here, it will be very similar actually to, register. So what I can do, I can just go here and I can copy these 2, email and password. And they will be exactly the same. No action needed. Put it this way. Yeah, that's not what I want. Okay, what else? I will not username, it should be password here. And here should be password. 32, 1, 2, 3 should be password, and here it will be set password, set password. And that's simply how it is. Now I need a button, of course. Type it will be submit. I don't need any function for that now. And here I can just close it and say log. Should be fine. Did I forget anything?
The error.
Yes. So I need to handle the error. So it will be simple actually, as you can see. I just don't like the p tag. I think it is much better. Then again, it depends what you want. That should be fine. Navigate, set error. Okay, now what should I do here? Of course, I need to handle submit form, so I can just say on submit. It's equal to submit handler. Submit handler. I need to create submit handler. Why my submit handler is async function? Why is my submit handler is async function?
It's
Are you
linked
with
with database.
Because I need to communicate with database, yes. Well, first, the most important thing, I need to prevent default. So event.prevent default, otherwise the page is going to start refreshing and try to submit my form to the backend. And now here I can just say const is valid email, because the valid, if the email is not valid, I shouldn't even send a request. Is the password the same idea? Now here, if both, so if email is valid, or is valid email and is valid password, so I should do something else. I need to do something else, and this something else, it will be set error. And here I can just put error to whatever I want to, for example, error report. Of course, it's not what I want to. You need to add else block. Then I'm going to put my error. Okay, now what should I do? Of course, now here, because most of them are valid, I need to send a request to the backend, so I need to try and catch. Try and catch here, I will have an error. I can just log the error here, console dot error, and here I can even update my error if I want to. Is the error here? I can just say false. Response, it's equal to await. Excuse dot post, because I'm trying to log in as a user. Post. Yeah. Let me just put this one here. I'll need to pass some data, and also I need this credential true. So I'll need all of those. Why still?
Await, not wait.
Okay. We need to update this one. Of course, it's not correct. It's not a process. It's import.meta. And I don't have auth. I have just login. That should be okay. What do I need to pass here? Well, I need to pass two value, email and password, and here your credential must be true. This credential true. Of course, when I do that here, and if it's successful, then I need to save the user ID and the username to session storage, and then I need to navigate to / and maybe I need to reload as well, because like that, my navigation bar need to be updated. But it's fine. Let's see what we can do. I can just say if status is equal to 200. Wait, 200. Then I can just add my session storage. dot set item, and the item here actually it will be ID, and I don't need that actually. It should be as dot data dot ID. Also username, so let's do the same for username.
Here is ID or underscore ID?
It's ID because here I am in the front and I can name it whatever I want to.
Mhm.
So anyway, I need to check my backend anyway. Let's check my backend. Let's go to login. Controller user. So when the user is logged in, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I have just logged in. When the user logged in, I'm sending this one, as you can see. So I'm sending ID, as you can see, Agnieszka. I'm not sending underscore ID. The key is ID.
Okay.
Username and this one. So I need to save ID and username to my local storage. And then after that, actually, I can reload the page. I think it will work because no, I don't. Actually, I need to navigate to slash, and then after that, let's try to reload Windows dot location reload. I'm not sure if I need it, so I'm gonna just uncomment it now, test it, and see if that will work or not. Of course, it will not work. Why? Why it will not work?
I have to import it here.
Yes. I need to import it here. And here it will be slash login. Voila. And now, my God, it's very ugly. Let me go to login. I am importing the CSS. Yes. Let me steal some CSS. Much better. Now let's try to log in with Sam and see what we need. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Question mark. Yeah,
It's
but
not hashed.
no, that's not hashed. It should be type password, and the reason for that is probably I am mistaken when I render this one and type here. It should be password, yes.
Yeah, it's type text.
Sorry.
It's type text.
You're right. And that's the reason. And now, as you can see, it will be changed, of course. Let's try to do it. Click. And as you can see, everything is fine. But the problem is, I am logged in. I am logged in. How could I know I am logged in? Well, let's go to the application. Let's go to the cookie. See, I have token. If I go to the session store, see, I have an ID and username. But why my navigation bar is not being updated? See, my navigation bar is not being updated because simply I need to reload the page. Because now as I have some changes, the user now it's logged in. So the best option and easier option, it will be just to reload the page. And if I reload the page, notice, voila, as you can see. Problem fixed. And of course, I can go to profile, which I don't have currently. What the hell is that? This one is not correct.
It's your basket, no?
But yeah, but it's not correct because navigation. The icon is not correct. I think I have another icon for the basket, but what it was? Basket. Yeah, it should be this one. So let's see. Shouldn't be this one. Should be this one. Again, you can go to React icon and use the icon you like. Refresh. What the hell is going on? Card FA product hunt.
You put it in on profile, not on cart.
That's
FA
perfect.
shopping cart, yeah.
And I need to review all of them because I don't know. So the first one is FA product hunt. Yes. Second one should be FA plus. Third one should be FA sign in at, I think. Then I need to have FA user plus. Then I need to have if a shop cart, which is I put it here. That's wrong. And here, what was for the profile then? If a user, it was right.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have if a user. I need to import it. Should go on. Much better. So okay, as you can see, I have full product, but now of course I cannot see them. Add product, I can add a product, but I cannot see it. Product, that's my product. I need a little bit more CSS. Profile, yeah, but I have no profile currently. I have nothing to show the profile. But my user is absolutely logged in, as you can see. No route match card. Yes, I know. So if I go to my application, I have my ID, my username, it's okay. And also I have my cookie here. Autosh's token. Well, that should be good. What should I do now? I need to implement logout. And after I implement logout, then we can move to try to implement something else. Logout should be simple, actually. Logout.jsx. For the logout, I don't need a lot of stuff. I just need to send a request to the backend so I can log the user out. And if that was successful, I need to navigate to slash. And I need to reload because when I reload, my navigation bar will be updated. So let's try to import. What do I need for import first? I need to import.
Axios.
Use state. And I think I need to import also use effect. Because here I don't need any bottom. I just when the pages this one is being mounted, I'm gonna directly do it. Okay. Then I need to navigate to slash when the user being logged out. So I will need to import use navigate and React Router DOM, and now I need to import Axios. And just my CSS in case I need it. Why I didn't create a dummy component? Fine. Let's just import my CSS. Let me cut everything. Let me create a dummy component. Then I don't need those. I don't need this one. I'll need those at the top. Voila. So I don't forget, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna import log out. And here at the path, I think it should be log out. Now let me go to navigation bar. Profile logout, yeah. Should be good. What should I do now? Well, I need somehow to log out the user out. In order to do so, before I log the user out, I will need to use navigate, so I can just say post navigate, use navigate, and I need a piece of state. Or maybe I can use loading as well, why not? Yeah. So of course, if I'm gonna use a loading, that means I need to import the loading. Yes. That should be fine. Now, all I need to do now, I need just to create or try to render actually my loading and error. I don't need anything really in the logout. I don't want to show anything. Most of the time I will need loading, but loading here also need to be conditionally rendered. So I need to say loading and loading. And message and message is just an error message. And now what I need to do here, when this component is being mounted, I need to send a request to the backend. So use effect, which will take an array dependency empty. And then after that, now I can create my function. It's 1.5. Log in user, which need to be a async function, of course. I know. I need a try and catch now. If I have an error for some reason, you can just log the error. Okay, when I'm logging out, what should I do? I still have few stuff I need to get rid of. Can you tell me what they are? When the user
Clean the cookie.
No, the cookie will be cleared when we send a request to the backend because the backend is going to clear it. What do we need to clear? What did we do in the front end?
Clear the session storage. Also,
Yes,
you need
so
finally.
Yes, so what I can do here, I can just say session storage dot remove item, and the item was ID, and the second one was not token. It
Why
was
it's in catch block?
sorry. Why it is in?
Catch block.
Because it's a mistake.
Okay.
Actually, but not now. Okay, finally, here I just need to set the loading to false. I don't need to navigate here. No, not necessary. Okay, fine. The error here, I'm logging the error. Should I update the error? I mean, yes, why not? Set error. Error logout. Now here I can just say post. This is equal to. Well, I block out for like few minutes, so I don't know what I typed, and I don't know what did you ask. Post. And I think it's post if I'm not mistaken. Log out, it's post, yes. So now here I need just to do that. It's not correct. It needs to be import. Import dot meta dot env, yes. And here's not os here slash logout. And do I need with credential true? And logout, actually, I don't need this one. I don't think I will need this credential true, but it's fine here. Now here I need to check the status, of course. Actually, yes. Wait, I need to check something. I need to go to Axios. Axios npm. Click. So if the Axios here is post, I will have URL, I will have data, I will have config. That means I will have no choice but to add another object here. I have no other choice because the method is post, and when I'm trying to post here, I need to pass this. So the URL, then it will be the data, and here I have no data, but I need to pass this one, empty object, because that's how Axios work, and then with credential true. If I don't have with credential true, then I don't need to pass this empty object. That should be okay. And if I say if this dot status is 200, then what should I do? Well, now I can clean my ID and I can clean my username. I can navigate to slash and then I can reload. So session storage, remove not user ID. And here, session storage, remove name, it's username, it's not name. Daria, are you there?
Yes.
We don't clear the cookie in the front end. It's the job because we create the cookie in the backend and we clear them also in the backend. So here we don't need to clear it in the front end. We need to clear in the front end the stuff we created in the front end, which was we created an item or save item to the session storage, and that's why I'm deleting it here. And now here I will need windows.location.reload, otherwise it will not update my navigation. React has dependency missing, which is navigate. Okay, fine. So let's pass it to navigate here. I'll have just this warning. If I don't add navigate, it will just bother me. So let's add navigate. And now that should be fine actually.
Why navigate?
Because each time I'm in navigate work, so I'm say slash something, as a change, I need to call this function here. So when this component, which is logout, is mounted, it's being added to the DOM. And here, when we say slash, then what's going to do here, whenever we just say slash something, it will just log it out. That's it. You can, if you want, you cannot add it, but you will have this warning from React. Well, as you can see. And it's really ugly. So let's just add navigate and get rid of this one. Remember this component, it will only be render, and when we render, we just click on it, and we do all this stuff, we remove the token from the backend, we come to everything is correct, and here we say slash login, then here, it's gone here. So actually the navigate here, it will not affect at all. Yeah, that's why it's not an error, it was just warning. Now here it should work 100%. Question here before I move. We don't need any styling as well for the logout. There's no styling.
And for the loading, we did true or not?
For what?
Loading.
You need to do loading. If I don't do loading, it will take me to slash, but the navigation will not be updated. So, so if I do this one and go here, what's happening here is the user will be logged out. I will not have a not ID, not anything, not token, but I will still have this stuff here.
Yeah,
because
but
this one.
I mean loading, like the set loading. Because
Yeah.
we had in finally, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure if we put set loading to true.
True. You're right. Yeah. You're right. I forget about it.
So the line 11 will be false then, or?
Just a second. Yeah, this one need to be false.
Okay.
Loading, and now here finally, I'm using finally to letting through. Voila. Just very simple detail. Click now, I want to log out. Notice what will happen. Click, and it's being logged out. As you can see now, I'm adding to log out. But actually, I don't want to go to login. I want to go to slash. Why login? I want to go to slash actually, not login. Should be my product. Let's try to log in again. Yeah, whatever. I'm logged in, everything is okay. Now, if I logged out, it should take me to slash, and that's what I want to actually. Okay, fine. Implement the logout, implement the login, everything should be fine. What else should we do? What else should we do?
Maybe add product.
Yeah, but add product, that will be not the thing we really care about for now. We have something more important here, which will be, I have to use it, right? Jack, so let me say just Jack. Where's Jack? Jack is just user, normal user. The rule is just user. Now, what do I want to do? Well, I need to create a profile. That's important. I need to show this one here, and also I need to show a button here. I need to show a button to add to my basket. So I need to do all of those. And after I've done all of those, I finish with the basket, I finish with this stuff, then I can add a product, because product here, it will be simple and it will be only for the admin. Okay, guys, I need to stop here. My tooth hurt me a little bit. Just give me 10 or 15 minutes, I'll be back. Okay. And I have profile. G6. I need profile. Go CSS. Create a dummy component. I don't think in profile I will need any props. So I need to remove those here and here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to import my profile here. You can just add it here and see if the profile is working. And as you can see, I have my profile, so it is working. Of course, I need to add something to my profile. So first, I need use state, and I will need use effect, both of them, because I need to send a request to the backend to get all the user info. And just how simple it is, it's not big really. So let me add a class. I'll name it profile. And in here, I can add the loading if I want, it's fine. Which means I need to import the loading. But I did not import neither, so use state, because I need to grab the user data, use effect as well, because I want this request to be handled when these components being mounted. And I will need Axios, of course, because I'm planning to send a request to the backend. Sorry. Yep. Let's import our CSS. Slash profile.css, and of course I will need the loading. Another option. Here I can create a few pieces of state. So const user, what will be the type or data type of user? What is user? What is user? What is user data? If I grab user data, what it will be?
An object.
Array?
No, not an array. I have one user. I'm trying to get one user. So it will be an object. As a default value, it will be null. Array, when we are using find, when you have multiple items, depending how you are implemented on the backend. So if I go to my backend here, and I say, for example, let's notice here, check admin, get user. So what I am using, I'm using find one. So if I'm using find one, that means it will return me either an object or null. But if I go to product here and I say, for example, find here, it will return me an array. But if I want specific product find one, it will be an object. So depending what you are using on the backend. And here for this one, I am using find one, so it will be an object actually. I need to add loading as well and error. Loading and error in case I have any error. That should be fine. I am rendering the loading here. I need to render the error in case I have an error or something like that. So how can I do that? Well, it's simple. Error and error like that, but here I will give it a class. As a class, it will be error. Okay, what if I have my user here? My user is not null. What should I do? What should I do? Well, I can now here render a few stuff here, so I can create a div. I'm gonna create a div, as you can see. Why is div is like that? Because simply I need to close this one, and I need to code this one. So now here I need to show the user info here. If I have user, that means it's okay. I have the user object. I will have username. I will have user email and stuff like that. So I need to render them. So I'm creating a div here, and I will give it a class user. And then after that here, I can just create a label and span if I want to. So I will just create a div here, another div inside. And inside the div here, I can just create a label. And this label here, it will be, well, I can just create only label like that. And here I can add, for example, username. Second one here, I need to create a span, username. And now here I can do the same for email and rule. So let's do the same for email. As you can see. So if I run in, well, that should be good.
Can you explain the span?
Span, it's just HTML element. It's like div, but span does not require to be on a new element or a new line. So it will be label username, and this one is coming here. That's it. You can, if you want, you can create a div, but then here you need after that to display it flex.
Okay, so it's better for the styling.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it, why not? Okay, now what should I do now? I need to send a request to the backend to get this guy here. And in order to do so, I'm gonna use effect here. That's mean when the component is being mounted. And now here, what I can do here, simply, I can now, do I need the ID of the user or not? Let's go to my backend first. Let's go to the backend. I go to the backend and I go to user route. So to get a user, as you can see, I'm trying to get one user by ID. To get one user here, I need to pass the ID, right? So I need here user ID. Where should I get the user ID? How can I get user ID?
Storage?
So yeah, post ID is equal to session storage. We'll get item, it's not user ID. Remember, the item is ID. And now here, of course, I can use try and catch. Sure, it will be simple. And I can use also finally, because I'm planning to use loading. So I'll make set loading here false. Set loading here is true, I'll make it false. And now here, before I do anything here, and now I'm gonna set the loading to true. And then what I can do here, I can just say post. response is equal to await axios.get, and I'm not sure if the method is get or not. Oh, not you. It's a method is get, as you can see. Okay, because it's a get, it's simple. I need to grab first the base URL, which should be $, import .meta .env, and here I think I have /users. It was correct. Let's go back to more. Just to confirm, so I will have /user/id, which is correct, 100%. Voila. But still have problem here. I don't need to have this one. And
the template literal at the beginning.
Which one?
Before $.
Yes. Template literal. Yeah, that should be good now. But now here, remember, when I'm trying to get user, I'm using verified tokens. That means I need to make with credential. What? With credential?
True.
Yes. Why is the problem is that my function is not async, so I need to keep. Oh, that's not gonna work because I need to put this one inside the function. I can just say if ID to make sure that I have an ID. And then I can now create my function, which will be const get user. Should be a sync function, simply like that. Voila. And now here I can put this one in here. But what I can do also, I can just remove this one. I can remove this one. Yeah, this function is correct. Now here I can just say if ID, then I'm gonna call my function. So that should be good. What's the problem here? We have multiple problem. If I have error, I'm gonna set the error, or maybe I can just console. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get user, right? So console dot error the error. Here I can just even show a message if I want to. I can set error to error dot message. That's fine. In here, I will have a response, so I can just say if res.status equal to 200, then now I can update the user data if I want to, and the user data, it will be res.data, which will be my object. And that should be okay, actually. I don't think I forgot anything. Yeah, let's try to see. Request failed with why?
Did you import it to app?
Of course I imported. Let's see import.meta.env users ID. Let's try to remove this one and see if that would work without this one. No. Status is 401. Import meta.v API URL user/ID. I'm grabbing the, or maybe it will be better idea actually to, doesn't matter. Right? Let's check what was the problem with our code. Failed unauthorized 401. Yeah, so it's unauthorized because I'm not using this one. But again, what the hell is going? The user ID is correct. Cast to object ID failed. It looks like I have a problem with the backend. Okay, let's see. Get user. So it will be ID requested param. Yes. So I'm getting this stuff here. User. I'm getting user. As user not found. Strange. Cast to BG failed. Try to find the problem here. Strange. I am missing something, but I don't know what it is. User should be fine. Use effect here. I have an ID. Session storage dot get item ID. Get user should be fine. Await here. Yeah, should be fine. Yes, should be fine actually.
And do we need line 34 if ID, or we just can call the get user?
We need if ID. Because if I don't have an ID, I should not send this request. Let me just log out and try to log again. Maybe that's a problem. Log in. Okay. No, I'm still having a problem. I think the ID is not correct. Let me check the ID. Because as you can see here, it's showing me this one here. So there's something wrong in my ID. Okay. See the problem? Do you see the problem?
Yeah, okay. It should be after the.
And that's it. So as MongoDB is trying to cast this one to object ID, and cannot because there is a character missing here. That's the reason why. And if I refresh now, as you can see, I have my data. Anyway, let's try to add some styling to it. Okay. Should be fine now. No problem with anything. So I can just simply log out, log in using second account. User one. Just here. And voila, I go to profile, and now I have the profile. Admin no. Why I don't want admin now? Let me go here to my profile. And I don't want that. I can just say rule. And here user dot. That's what I want. Profile. Okay, we're done with the profile. What else? I just need to add product, and I'm gonna stop because I really cannot concentrate anymore. For the basket, I'm gonna implement it on Monday. Hopefully, if I'm not dead, I don't know. We implement this one with the payment. What I want to do now, I want to log out and I want to log in using my admin user. Otherwise, I will not be able to see that product. So add product here, as you can see, currently we have nothing. So what we can do, well, can create a new component and name it add product. I can copy the name. This one should be very simple. Should be very simple. I don't need any of those. Let's try to import it. This one here, just add, it's not add product. Why? Because if I go to navigation bar, anyway, add. Fine. If I go to, so add product is working, as you can see. We need to work on add product. And yeah, that will be a little bit annoying. It's simple, but in the other way, it's boring. Well, for add product here, I need to import useState. Why? Because I'm trying to add a new product. I need to import use navigate. When the product is being added, we need to navigate to slash. And of course, I need Axios, that's it. So import useState. And I need to import use navigate. To import Axios, as I told you. What do I need here? Well, first, let's just const navigate, use navigate. And after that, I need to know what property do I have for the product. So I can go to the module, product. I need all of this new stuff here. So here I need to create different piece of state, including the error. I don't need zone loading here. So const, and that name, it's called title. Title, set title, Const description, yes. Const category, yes. Const price, yes. Const image, yes. And I need error. No. That error, voila. Click. Price, of course, is not correct. It's not string, it's a number. I make it 0. Category is string, a title is string. Price, no. Set image is string, set error is string. Everything now should be fine. I just need to add a class here. And the class here is add dash product. It's 2. Okay. After I added my class, I need now to create my form, of course. Form. I don't have an action. I need to add different labels, of course. So first I need to add label. And it will be for title. Well, that should be fine. So here I type, it will be text, ID, it will be title. I need to add name, it will be title. Required, I need to make it true. And I don't need placeholder. And value should be equal to title. That's all I need. I need to repeat for all of them the same idea. I mean, it's not biggie. Description, same idea. I don't want it to be text area. I need to change it now. So I want it to be input. Input is self-closing tag, so we don't need that. ID name. I need to add type. Name is okay. Require value. And that's my description. I need category and price. Okay. I'm just gonna use this auto completion because it's just repetitive task now, as you can see. Category.
Can we do the category so we can choose from already existed categories?
Yes, but not today, Agnieszka. I barely can see and type, so let's do it on Monday. Price here, type it will be number. And I have image, which will be a string, and that's all I need. I remember, I don't need user ID here, so all I need is those. Let's add a button and we should be finished. Button, type, submit. I don't need this function on it. Just say add product. Okay, that should be fine. Did I forget something? Yes. I forget to render the error. Can I do that? I'm gonna replace the p tag with div. And here I will add a class. It should be okay. Now what should I do here? Well, after that, I need to handle my This is form submission. So what I can do here, I can just say on submit. Equal to submit. Going to be a sync function. Okay. We need to prevent the default. That's step number 1. And try and catch. Of course, if I have an error, I can just log the error. And even I can update my error. So error. And just say set error to. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. And slow it actually. You can write a user-friendly message. Something like that. Okay. What if I don't have an error? Well, if I don't have an error, I'm gonna send check first. If I need to have all of them, so I need to have the title because all of them are required. Description, category, and image. So if I have all of those, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do something else. Okay. So if I have any one of them missing, so what I can do, I can just say, for example, please fill all fields, for example. So you can set my error to this one. Set error, please enter all fields. And here we don't need a return field. Okay. If I have everything, then what should I do? Well, what should I do? I can just say post. Response, it's equal to await. Access. Dot post because I'm trying to add a new item. And here I will need the correct URL. And just put it this way. I will need the data. So the data here, it will be title, description, blah, blah, blah. And then with credential true. Okay. So what is this one? I think it's just slash product, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, import meta. Yeah, I think that's it. No, nice. And here I can just check here. Status is 200, 201 because I'm creating an element or a product. I can now redirect to slash. If not, I can just update my error message or say something happened, simply like that. So I can just say if stored status is 200, I'm gonna navigate to slash. And if not, then I can show another error message, something like that. I think that should be clear for everyone, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just repetitive task. Something biggie. I go back now. As you can see, I have something nice. Well, not very nice because I forgot to add text to labels. What else do I need? Category. The first color, I'm gonna make it C. And the last one, price. And the image. Let's go back. And voila. As you can see, you have a lot of product. I'm gonna try to add something new. What product do we have? You just check any printer, for example. Doesn't matter really. You can just copy this one. And go here. Add this one. And add the full stuff here. Category is electronic. Price, let's make it 13. Image. Yeah. Click enter, and as you can see, my new product's been added and it's working. Let's stop here.